I'm M. Marinelli, and you're listening to the Twin Peaks Tattoo Podcast. I'm a psychotherapist, a professor of psychology, and an author of Comfort Sequels, the psychology of movie sequels from the 80s and 90s. I write for the Blue Rose magazine, and I'm a huge Twin Peaks fan. I'm not a tattoo artist or a tattoo expert by any means, but I'm a tattoo enthusiast and wanted to make a podcast combining two things I love the most. Each episode of the Twin Peaks Tattoo Podcast interviews someone about their Twin Peaks tattoo and explores what their ink means to them. You can find the Twin Peaks Tattoo Podcast on iTunes and SoundCloud. Thanks for joining. The first time I saw the original Twin Peaks series, there was a moment where I thought Waldo the Minor Bird was the missing piece, the key that would unlock the portal of who killed Laura Palmer. And he does unveil some critical clues that have become some of my favorite key TP phrases. Hurting me, stop it, Leo, no, and Laura? But sadly, his cameo is short-lived. As I struggled to piece together that night in the train car, it truly became a question of, where's Waldo? He had so much more to give and offer. Also, he was cute. As his blood splattered and black feathers shed atop the donut tower, I really missed him. Except for the brief shot in Fire Walk with Me, his legacy kind of fades away after that. With each rewatch and with revisiting Fire Walk with Me, my appreciation for Waldo spreads its wings. Over time, I realized I needed to get him tattooed on my shoulder, obvi. My amazing tattoo artist, Kim Stace Thomas in California, had only seen a few episodes of Twin Peaks. She understandably was freaked out by the violence, suspense, horror, and weirdness of it all, and just couldn't bring herself to watch more. But when I approached her with the idea of Waldo and a one-eyed Jack's chip, she was in. Without knowing about Waldo, Kim designed him first sitting on top of the poker chip. I liked the idea, but ultimately I thought having the chip in his mouth was more TP appropriate. So I asked her to have him biting it and to have him perched on something. I wasn't sure what. Of course, she said. And I felt bad assuming she would have to do a lot of redrawing and resizing. And I started to wonder if I was that annoying client being too specific and precious about my tats. But by the time my apology was finished, she'd already moved the poker chip and drawn a small, adorable twig perch for him. How did you do that so fast? I asked. It's so easy, no prob. I loved her Chicago accent that you could almost forget about until certain words like no prob hit it, and it was clear that she was a Midwesterner like me. Her beautiful dark brown curly hair fell over her cheeks as she smiled at me. Let's put it on and see what it looks like. Once the stencil was below my clavicle near my left shoulder, I couldn't believe how perfect he looked sitting there. Checking out the purple outline in the mirror at the tattoo parlor, I felt into the quantum universe where Waldo was still alive and parroting words, revealing more clues of the train car night, maybe revealing more about Bob and the Red Room, and maybe even the convenience store. A world where he didn't belong to Jacques Renault and where he didn't bite Laura's shoulder after being let out of the cage. A world where he didn't have to die for sharing the truth of Laura's abuse and ultimate demise. A world where he didn't have to live in a cage at all, but instead got to be in a tree somewhere beautiful, and maybe not so strange. As she began to bring him to life, with first the black outline, then shading, then eventual color, I asked her questions about her tattoo artist journey and about some of her own tattoos. Check this out. Kim herself has 22 bird tattoos. 22, I know. Impressive, to say the least. I'm actually allergic to birds, she admitted to me, and we both laughed. Like, I don't want to touch one or have it near me, she said. Again, hilarious because they're literally all over her body. But she does love them and she finds them fascinating as species, and I totally get it. They're intense creatures with personalities. They're strong. Sometimes they're aggressive. They're also cooperative, adaptable, otherworldly. Allergies or not, it's clear she shares an energy with them, a kinship, an ability to draw and tattoo what I can only imagine is one of the hardest and most detailed things in the world. For me, She brought back to life a character that left us too soon. Damn, she is such an amazing artist and human. In this month's first episode of the Twin Peaks Tattoo Podcast, I speak with the super talented Kim Stace Thomas. We recorded this ep several years ago. Sorry it took so long, Kim. We talked while I was getting Waldo tattooed on me. It's pretty incredible how she can talk and tat at the same time. Now, I recorded it on my phone and it was a noisy shop, but I did do my best to soften the background noise. You will, however, hear her gentle needles vibrating into my skin. She doesn't have a Twin Peaks tat, but who knows? Maybe I can convince her someday. Kim is a Chicago native whose artistic interests grew from the stacks of back issue comic books. Pulling inspiration from peers, art history, and the zeitgeist of our current culture, she strives to blend the wants of her clients with her aesthetics to create a piece of art that they'll love. She often tattoos flora and fauna, from small detailed on-shot tats to larger pieces. She invites projects of any size. She loves tattooing nature themes, birds, obviously, bugs, plants, animals, mushrooms, etc. She also loves gamer, sci-fi, and cartoon tattoos. You want Yoda flying Appa flying out of a hobbit door framed by florals? She's your gal. She tattoos in Redwood City, California at Hidden House Tattoo by appointment only. Here's the fabulous Kim. So Kim, how did you get started tattooing?
I always wanted to do it. My grandpa had like those military tattoos. They're like these tiny tattoos in the middle of your arm, like an eagle, a flag, all that random stuff. And he also had tattoos on his chest of like all the names of his kids and wives, and he like had crossed out my Oma when they got divorced. And, like put his new wife's name underneath it. Norman Rockwell style. I kind of like love that.
That's amazing.
So it's just like, I always thought it's cool. And always wanted to do it, but it's not like a chicky kind of scene, man. Like, at least not when I started. There wasn't a lot of people, like there's people on TV or whatever, but it wasn't like, that was just literally the beginning of those tattoo shows. It's like Kat Von D, and like, you just didn't see that. Like, when you walked into a tattoo shop, it'd be like some dude bro. Anyway, I went with my friend to get an Alkaline Trio tramp stamp. I didn't get it. She got it. And she was crying and being really drama. Knowing what I know about tattoos now, I'm like, oh, she was being a difficult client. And I was like embarrassed because I was trying to be cool because I was like 20. So I was like talking to the tat guy about comic books and art stuff, and we were vibing. And he's like, what do you do? And I was like, I draw pictures. It's really cool. He's like, cool. What do you want to do with it? I'm like, I kind of want to do this. And he's like, cool. And I took that as, you're hired. Show up. And that's not what he said. But I did it anyway.
You just went back, like showed up and was like, okay, I'm ready.
Yep. I just showed up every day and did stuff if he asked me to do stuff, or just like watched him if he didn't. And then after like a year, my actual boss who taught me was like, dude, what are you doing here? What the fuck are you doing here? I'm like, Omar said I could fucking work here. Which is like, he didn't see in the beginning, but he kind of just like was letting me do all his shit, you know, so he didn't care. It's like free labor. And then so I was confronted. Like, and then he's like, okay, well, draw me 2 tattoos for like hands, like roses or something. I'm like, okay. I went home and I crafted this like most epic hand tattoos you could, like I worked on it so hard, like rendered everything out. And I showed him and he was like, oh, okay, you can draw. Sure, I'll teach you. And it was like that easy. I was like,
wow.
Oh, okay.
But it took a year of you just like showing up every day and just staying so persistent in this thing that you knew you really wanted to do.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
It's funny because that's like what you're supposed to do. And people don't do that anymore. And it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of bums me out. Because like I learned a lot over that year, you know, of like persistence and like.
And observing, right? And sort of like being in the shop.
And not being promised. So like you have to like work to prove that you deserve the opportunity. And I just remember being at like Mermaids and talking. Some girl came in to get a tattoo, and she's like, I really want to learn how to tattoo. And I was like, well, I'm not teaching you because I don't fucking know anything. And she's like, ugh. And I was like, well, just go find somebody. Go like ask somebody that you like their work. And she's like, well, I did that with this guy I was getting tattooed by. And I was like, what happened? She's like, he like told me to like do the garbage. And I was like, he let you back in the shop. That was him saying he was going to apprentice you. She's like, but I don't want to clean. I was like, that's literally not...
You got to do the garbage to get where you want to get to.
Do you know how many toilets I cleaned? How many dude bro toilets I cleaned? Boy poops were involved, and I just had to do it. You know? And like that whole idea of like, I don't want to do the bitch work. Like, I understand that, but you have to like earn your spot. But that's also like dying now. People don't do that anymore.
What kind of shop was it, and what kind of what styles were they doing?
Oh, it was not normal. It was my boss was a biomech guy, which is like kind of like Giger. Think of like alien movies.
Yeah.
Custom. He was a custom tattoo artist, so he was doing like his clientele that was like custom people, and I would get like walk-ins if there were any that weren't taken by the other dude who was doing like traditional stuff. The guy who invited me in but ended up, you know, passing me on or whatever to his boss was black and gray artist, you know. But everything was custom. There was no like walk-ins really.
Well, lots of different, like lots of versatility in the shop in terms of who was doing what. Did you like learn a little bit of each
kind of
style, or?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I tried to. It seemed so like there was so much to learn that I was like, I'm never going to learn anything. Like, there's no way I could possibly. I think I thought that there was like this really set, like, wealth of knowledge. Like, you do this thing one way, you do this thing another way. This is like how you do the shit. But what I really found is like none of that matters, and you just got to do your thing. But I didn't know that yet. So I was like trying really hard to do all this stuff. Like, oh, I'm gonna learn lettering. Oh, I'm not good at lettering. Like, well, I can copy a picture, but like creating my own thing. Oh, I want to learn how to make biomech. I can't do biomech. That shit's fucking crazy. You know, that kind of stuff is like, you don't really realize that you're spending your time learning how to be yourself, really, and do your thing. And I don't think I found that until I came to California.
And then how would you describe your style now?
I say I'm like a illustrative realism. Not realism, but it's like a version of real. Like, I don't really like things to be too like wonky or like super overly stylized. I want them to look like the thing that they're supposed to be, with a little flair. And I'm still changing that all the time. It's kind of fun to like meet people and be influenced by them, and then branch out and change and grow and try things and fail. And then not post it. Not like a mistake, but like oh, okay, well, I don't like making that kind of image, you know? So funny. Yeah. I feel like I'm finding it more and more now. It's funny because you're so critical of yourself, especially when you're in the spheres of the elite. And like, not that I'm like so fucking elite, but like I work with some of the best people in the world.
Wow.
And that's really, when you compare yourself to the best in the world, you're like, I fucking suck. I suck so hard.
You can't do that. You can't. You just have to be present with what you're doing and trust what you're doing, right?
And then you meet people who are outside of that sphere, and they're sweating you, and you're like, for me? What? Why? Have you seen my coworkers? And then you're like, oh, okay, I'm actually doing okay. Yeah. I think you need to like step back and look at yourself with like clear eyes and go, okay, like I'm holding myself to this high standard, which is fine, but don't forget that you've also progressed so much from like where you began.
Yeah, you're a brilliant artist, Kim. There's just no question.
You are.
It's true. It's true.
You're my muse.
What's your favorite way to to collaborate with a client? Like, what do you love about that process of designing?
I think, like, if I were to, like, say, use you as an example, how, like, you're like, okay, I want this thing. And I'm like, cool, awesome, so stoked. They're always fun ideas, right? And then, like, I'll have something kind of ready for you and get your feedback. And, like, when you give me the feedback, I was like, oh, cool, we're going to make it more something you want, you know? As opposed to being like, I'm not sensitive about, like, my work when it's for a tattoo. If it was for something else, I would probably give more, like, take it more personally. But, like, you know, it's your tattoo, not my personal art, you know? And if we can, like, marry those two things, that's amazing. Like, getting your feedback, I'm like, cool, now it's going to be more accurate for, like, Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Because of that, you know, injection of knowledge that I didn't know on my own. Cool.
About the poker chip, for example. Yeah, moving the poker chip.
Yeah, and then even the whole thing about, like, putting him on a branch because he's not in the second page anymore.
Yeah.
Because he was like a tortured little nugget.
He was. Oh, sweet Waldo. I really have a special place in my heart for Waldo.
You do.
Kim, do you mind describing what you're doing? Like, in terms of the, in terms of, you know, working on the Waldo piece. Can you describe what you're doing?
Okay. Like, technically?
Yeah.
Sure. Well, first you grab, like, the bold lines. And then, honestly, I probably work wrong because I try frantically to get all the information down before I lose the stencil. Because that purple wipes off so fast. And it's so easy to lose where you are. And sometimes you can lose something that's, like, you can't just figure out. Like, if I lose a line or 8 on a flower, it doesn't matter. Because I've tattooed enough flowers that I know how to, like, pick it up or, like, wing it, you know? I cannot wing text, like, one-eyed jacks in that font and have it look good, you know? Like, so my goal right now is to avoid touching that area until I'm ready to address it.
To avoid touching the poker chip? Okay.
Until I've gotten all the information down over here that I need. And then once I have this, like, roughed in enough, where I won't lose this by resting on it, then I'll go to the chip. You basically, like, are always trying to work close to far, because as you're leaning on something, you're removing your information. Which is, oh my gosh, you can ask any tattoo artist, have you ever lost a stencil on a tattoo, during a tattoo, and they'll have a story for you. And how fucking anxiety inducing it is. And, like, sometimes you have to straight up stop and have the person stand up and, like, draw on them with marker and all this shit. And, like, for, like, an object, that's easy. For tight text that's that big, it's like, no, you're not gonna.
And you can't just reapply the stencil. You can't do that.
You could, if, like, right now, I haven't done anything on that. I could literally reapply just that chip, and it'd be fine.
But you can't once you touch the area with needle. Okay.
Because if you do, you're kind of trying to line up what you've already done. And your skin, even if it's still, like, happy, like, hasn't been tattooed for too long, it's still going to be a little bit swollen. It'll warp. And that kind of shit's, like, so stressful. There's times where you're doing a tattoo, and by the time you have outlined it, it looks fucking wonky as shit from where it was when you stenciled it and they were standing and everything's straight. They lay down, it's like all crooked, and you're like, well, I know I stenciled it and it was straight. I have to trust that the crooked line is correct. And then you tattoo it crooked, and they stand up and it's straight. That shit is nerve-wracking as fuck. It's, like, super, like, stressful sometimes. But after tattooing this many years, it's like, you know that's, like, I literally tattooed a pen on somebody this morning. Whew.
How did that go?
It was hard. But when they laid down, the pen went, and I was like, that's what it is. I know it was straight when I put it on. And so I just tattooed this crooked pen and had a heart attack the whole time, even though I knew it was true. It was fine. And then when they stood up, it was fine. I was like, oh my God, thank God. There's been times where in the middle of a tattoo, I'm like, can you just stand up for me and just let me make sure that this is right? Like, it's too late now anyway, but I just need to know. And then it's fine. It's always fine.
What do you love about getting tattooed? What happens for you?
I
Oh,
got a
nothing?
tattoo.
Okay. You don't. What happens for you when you get tattooed? And when was the last time you got tattooed?
I just got tattooed in April by my friend who I love. And I was excited to get tattooed and spend time with them and, like, get to see their tattoo space, all that stuff I love. Like, I like to, you know, be in a new tattoo space and see how their shop runs, see their shop's dynamic, see how that tattooer approaches the tattoo and how different it is from the way that I do.
Yeah.
That's, like, why you get tattooed by other people. Like, when you start out, like, you're supposed to get tattooed by the people you want to tattoo like, so that you could pick up, you know, tips and tricks and stuff. Oh, you want to be really good at black and gray? Go get tattooed by Joe Schmo, who's really good at black and gray, and then you're gonna, like, learn how he does gray wash and then steal his secrets.
Totally.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Now I still do that, but I try not to really pay too much attention, because really it's kind of like I tattoo the way that I want to tattoo. There's some, like, blatant trick or something cool, but really everybody has their own way of, like, their own, like, formula, I guess.
Yeah.
For, like, tattooing. So, like, it doesn't really matter how anybody else does their shit, because it's not how I do my shit, you know? And now I just try to not cry and be a bad client because I sit so poorly, because
You sit poorly?
oh my God.
Wait, how come?
I just am not going to get tattooed. It hurts. That shit hurts, and I have nothing but terrible places left.
Oh, right.
Which is even
yeah,
worse.
Yeah, like, where did you last month? Where was your
On the
placement?
inside of my knee. Yeah, it was so
No
stupid.
wonder, girl,
So
no wonder.
stupid. And, like, I didn't even finish it. I just got the outline.
You did.
Yeah, because I'm like, and I was traveling for that too. And I was like, I'll come back. I'm getting my stomach tattooed next month in Canada. And it literally, she's like, do you want to sit for, like, both? We can do it in 2 days. And I was like, no, I'll come back to Canada. I don't care. I'm not trying to be a hero here. I'm not a hero.
You know, when you did my feet, speaking of Twin Peaks tattoos, you did 2 pieces on my feet, Twin Peaks tattoos, and they're not huge, they're small. But I came back to you. I was like, let's do outline. And then my foot just swole so intensely, and then I came back for color for some of the same reason. Like, that level of pain, it was very painful, and I knew that the swelling was going to be so intense. I just didn't want to. And you did such incredible detail, which is still holding, by the way.
Yay.
I don't know if you can see, but they're like, it's like there.
I'm so happy about that.
Yeah, you just killed
Feet are
it.
super hard to heal too. Like, my feet, I feel like, are best case scenario ever, and it's because they're so high up and compact. They didn't ever really rub on my shoe. I spent as much time out of my shoes as possible. It's just crazy how, like, well, they healed. They were, like, perfect. They're perfect.
Wow.
I
What do
know.
you have done? What do you have?
I have lovebirds.
Oh,
They're
that's
so
right. I've
cute.
seen them. I know you said it. I've seen them. Yeah.
I love them.
remember.
But that shit was like, I was working at a tattoo shop, so I definitely was just like, I'm going to be wearing, like, the barest of shoes unless I have a tattoo, and then I'm going to wrap my foot in a bib and, like, not wear a shoe at all. Like, I did the things that I had to do to, like, heal it, and it's perfect. When you get, like, a tat that you, like, love, that brings you joy, and you see it, you're like, yeah.
Do you have one of those?
I have so many. But the one I just got, I love. It's Appa.
What is it? What is it?
It's Appa from Avatar. It's a flying water bison. Or air bison, I guess.
Wait, can I see that? Well, when you have a second, can I see it?
Yeah.
What do you love about it? Tell me.
It's so cute. He's my little guy. He's my little Appa. And he's so cute. And she did such a good job designing it. When she asked me what I wanted, like how I wanted it, because she's very much like, there's a lot of ways we could do it, Appa. How do you want to do him? Do you want him like this? Do you want him like that? And I was like, okay, I want to see his little feet. I want to see his eyeballs.
Aww.
I need to see his little belly plates. He's got these like belly plates, like stripes. I'm like, I want him to have his whole body, and he's big, so like, I'm like, if he has to be baby Appa, that's fine. Like, you can do what you want to do other than that. I'm like, I don't want to see his teeth, because a lot of people get like tattoos of him, like, going like, oh, because he's like a big monster kind of. But I didn't want that. I wanted to like have him be cute, demure. I just love him. And like, he faces another tattoo that I have that I love, that it's a bunny inside of a flower on my other knee inside. And so like they kind of like mirror each other. It's really cute.
You got that, and you got your lovebirds. I like,
I love
tattoos
birds.
that have relationships with each other. Do you love birds?
I do. I have friends that are crows. This sounds so weird. It sounds so weird right now, but here I go. I made friends with the crows by my house because I feed them.
Oh.
And they like bring me bones and weird little things. I'm like, that's cool.
Like they
I'm
leave you
officially a
gifts?
witch now.
Yes, you're so witchy. I love that.
They did give me gifts.
Oh my god.
So cool. And then I just loved birds growing up, but I was allergic. I'm allergic to them real bad. So I started getting them tattooed because I thought it was like a good way to, kind of have them without having them.
Yeah, have a relationship to them if you can't actually have them.
Yeah. They just think they're so beautiful. And they have such an interesting community. And they fucking talk.
Oh yeah.
So crazy. But it's just really funny because I was like, that's it. I already have 11 birds. I'm not going to get any more birds. I have too many birds. And then I got tattooed by this lady that I really wanted to get tattooed by. And I was like, she does like lady heads. And I was like, I want a lady head from you. Like something in her hair. I don't care what, blah, blah, blah. There are 10 birds in this lady's hair. And I was like, I'm getting more birds. So now I have 21.
Oh my god, 21 birds.
Isn't that funny?
Wow. Wait, and do you have any crows? Are any of them crows?
No, I don't actually have any crows on my body. Isn't that funny?
Maybe you gotta do 22.
Oh my gosh, I know, right?
Get a crow.
That would be cute.
I love that we're talking about birds and you're making a bird on me right now.
I know! Full circle. Oh man. It's just funny.
What is it like now, Kim, to be a woman in the community?
It's probably better than it was before. I'm really lucky, but I hear horror stories from other women in this industry and from clients who got like sexually harassed or assaulted by their tattooer, and it's fucked up. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's like the big movement that's happening. There's a call out site on Instagram that will post
About artists?
About artists. And it's crazy because sure enough, when that shit happens, the trolls descend and they're like, whatever, I knew that girl, she was a whore. It's like, no. When 19 people are talking about one person, it's not probably...
oh, right, like not believing women when they say...
Oh, yeah. Nobody ever believes women.
Yep.
There could be like, it could happen on video with audio, admitted assault by like, I don't know, like our president or whatever.
Oh, right. For example.
Totally admitting that he did something that doesn't matter because...
Nope.
That girl might have had like a low-cut sweater on or something. I don't know. Doesn't she deserve to be assaulted? It's like fucking horrible. People suck. But I'm really lucky I'm in an environment where like I'm kind of the person in power. And we have the right to refuse service. I don't have to do anything that I don't want to do anymore.
Totally.
I honestly am like, even just having that ability to say no makes me do more than I would do because I know I don't have to, I don't know. It's an interesting time to be in this industry. And now there's so many like women's spaces and like a whole like not generation but like basically a social circle, a cultural movement of like spaces that are like women dominated. When I worked at Mermaids, that was like it. Like there were other like women's spaces, quote unquote, but they weren't normal. It wasn't the average.
So even in the past, you're saying like 5-10 years, it's grown tremendously. Even 5.
Even 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I think
fantastic.
also COVID has kind of like made people like, fuck this whole like big machine thing. I'm going to go ahead and have my own little nugget and do my brand of tattooing in a closed space, private studio. And that was not a thing that was like, that's something we made fun of in the tattoo industry. Like, oh, cool, you're going to have a private studio or your book's closed? Like, LOL, like, you're such a, like, pretentious person. I think there's, like, this kind of vilifying of work-life balance in this industry. If you're not killing yourself to be the best tattooer and to learn all the things and to do all the tattoos and all the shit, then you didn't do it the way I did it. You're not as good as me. That's why I try to like not get pissy about people not doing the proper apprenticeship thing, because it's like, that's an antique, man. The world changes. And like, really? So I'm mad at somebody that didn't get abused emotionally to be the apprentice, you know? Like, my boss might have been doing that stuff for a reason, and he admitted it to me. He's like, you know, I only was tough on you because I wanted to get you tough for this industry, and he did.
What are your favorite kind of designs to do? I know you do a lot of flowers. Do you love flowers?
I love
What do you
flowers.
love?
I love flowers. I love animals.
Oh yeah, animals.
I love, and the thing I don't do that I like would love to do more of is like kind of more humorous versions of these things. I should just start drawing them and posting them, but like
what?
Like, I would have posted it, but the girl didn't give me permission, which I respect, but it was like in an area she didn't want me to post it. It was like by her booty. I get it. Not everybody wants their booty on the internet.
Fair.
Mine's on the internet, but, you know, whatever. Oh, that's so funny. Anyway, it was like a bunny, and it had a strawberry hat on. It was so cute.
Oh my gosh.
Like cottagecore, I guess is the name of it.
It's called
like
what?
Cottagecore. It's like really cute shit that's like little and like think about like a tattoo that your grandma would have like loved, right? Like,
oh yeah.
Oh, I want like a little mouse with like a knitting needle.
Yes, like
that's
a tchotchke
cute.
You would have on the got it.
Yeah, I love that shit. It's so cute. But I have like kind of like the shtick that people ask me for. Although I did post, like I wanted to do an alpha tattoo before I got mine. And I was like, I want to tat that little nugget. So I drew it and I posted it, and then somebody like hit me up and got it.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
And I was so excited and like blew it up, and then I got all these avatar requests. It was fun. You know? I want to do that kind of stuff, but I kind of want to do it more like real. Like if Apple was real and rendered, not a cartoon character. You know? Same with like Zelda shit. Like I want to do more gamer and nerdy stuff, but like done real. Like not in the style. Like my friend Jenny that did my Papa, she kills that shit. She's so good at it. She does it in the style, like her style of it, but it's still anime-y. And I like love it, but I can't draw that. I don't see that in my head. That's why I went to her. She's the best.
Sam, what advice would you give someone who wants to get a tattoo but maybe doesn't know where to start?
Oh my gosh, I hate that I'm going to say this, but look at Pinterest.
Yeah.
Not for the actual tattoo, but for ideas. And then like draw on your arm or draw on your whatever.
Play with it yourself, you're saying? Yeah.
And listen to the fucking artists when they tell you something's not possible. Like if something's not going to work because of scale or because of whatever, they're not trying to tell you that you're dumb or have a bad idea.
It's not personal.
It's not personal. If they just want to give you a good tattoo and they can't, if it's too small or too detailed or whatever. But yeah, do research. I would think, generally speaking, to get your idea, and then look for your artist, the person who does the thing already. Don't like find someone like me who I say I do. For example, say you find somebody who's like, I do black and gray flowers, whatever. And then you come to them and like, oh, I love your work. Can you do this neon fucking traditional like weird shit? Like, maybe they'll say yes, but you're not going to get somebody who's stoked to do it. You're not going to get the best thing you could get when you could just find the person that does the neon shit.
Exactly.
And get the shit that, you know, that they want, that you want, like the whole idea of like, I have all these clients who are like, oh, I love your art. Can you do this thing that you don't do? And I'm like, no, I can't. You have to like either find somebody else to do it, or, you know, let me interpret it my way,
right?
Or
let
whatever.
you interpret it your way, exactly.
You know, like I have a guy right now who like literally like, I want this, but I want like your style, and I was like, okay, and then I did it, and then he's like, cool. So you see how this line is like this thickness? I would really like it if it was like the picture.
Ooh.
And I'm like dying because I'm in this project now with this guy who never wanted my art. He wanted whatever he wanted. It's just like, that's a nightmare. Now I'm having to like compromise my artistry to give this person what he wants, which is within his rights to get what he wants, but he should have thought about that before. Like, what about my work did you like? I don't understand that. That shit's so dumb.
And it's so important to, like you said, just like to trust the artistry. Like to just, if you come up with something and you give it to the artist, and the artist is like, this is not going to work for these reasons, but this will work this way. It's like an editor of a book. You just say, thank you, great, let's do it.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like,
awesome.
you got to trust it.
Yes.
Thank you, Kim. I love you. Thank you.
I love you.
Thanks for listening to the Twin Peaks Tattoo Podcast. Rate and review us on iTunes and follow me on Instagram @MsMarinelli.